Morning folks, I'm in the Trossachs today. I'm going to put the canoe in the water for a couple of hours. The forecast is for heavy rain coming in probably around lunchtime, so I might get an hour or two in the boat in dry weather. There's been some heavy showers on the way over, but it's fine now, so I'm going to put the canoe in Loch Drunkie, which is just in behind you there, and we'll do a wee bit exploring. I'm just going to park up the track a wee bit and then get set up. I'll get back to you soon. It's going to be pretty wet today guys, so I'm going to film GoPro today. I've got a couple of GoPros with me, so I'll be able to get a couple of different angles for you. I've got some better camera gear in the car, but I don't want to risk it in this weather. The showers are pretty heavy. So we're going to get the boat on the water, and paddle around a little bit, show you some of the views of Loch Drunkie. This is the wee loch that I mentioned a couple of weeks ago when I was paddling Loch Ard. This is where I set out for. But because of a road closure I couldn't get here. This is a completely secluded little loch. There's a forest drive. I filmed some of it in the way in, but there's no public highway to this loch, so it's quite secluded and it's a lot more peaceful. It's a really bonny spot. So I'll give you a wee flavour of Loch Drunkie today. It's just a quick trip. I'm not out for very long, but hopefully long enough to give you an idea of the scenery, the surroundings in this lovely part of the Trossachs. Rain's off for a wee while. That's nice. So I'm approaching, just over your shoulder there, I'm approaching my favourite bit of the loch where there's some lovely oak woodland. So this is mostly commercial forestry. Lots of softwoods, almost all alien species, but there are patches or clumps of native woodland. There's oak wood, birch wood, there's alder, willow. I'm just going to paddle across, have a wee look at this oak wood. I fished this loch a few times. I've only ever caught one fish. I don't have a permit for today. It's very close to the end of the season as well. I think it's the 5th or the 6th of October it closes, and let me see, what is it today? It's the 26th of September today. So we'll leave the fish in peace. We'll just drift around, a wee paddle around. There's a shallow part to this loch that's also quite nice. We'll see how the time goes. If I've got time, it's in the opposite direction, but on the way back to the takeout I can perhaps overshoot by a kilometre or so and take you to the wee shallow part. It's quite narrow, quite a lot of reeds, quite often some interesting birds in that area. Something to look forward to later on. It's been a mucky week with the weather. Camera in the boat. I'm going to try putting it on rather than turning the camera all the time. And then hear the cuckoo. Then I'll be able to show you the oak woods. Not sure how this is going to work. Find what I'm looking for. Looking for acorns. I'm going to head for shore, have a bit of lunch. Peaceful. Birds are happy. Paddling into the wind now, hugging the shoreline because I'm looking for some place to pull out and have a bit of lunch. A wee spot up ahead that looks promising. Okay, this will do for lunch. I don't have a lot of time today. Oh, we're coming in fast, boys and girls. Wind assisted. Okay, this will do as a lunch spot. Got Got a tiny wee oak growing out the base of a big spruce here. Let me grab my bag and see what we've got for lunch. Got my bush buddy stove with me, or my twig stove. It's not actually a bush buddy. I've got my twig stove with me. I'm going to go and see if I can find a flat rock to pop it on. I think this duff wouldn't burn anyway, but don't want to take any chances. There we are, perfect. The stove's had a lot of use. The bottom's almost gone. Time for a new one. I'm going to do some noodles. These portions are way too big. Can't eat a whole portion, but there's enough in there for me. Looks like the rain's off again. Apologies for the slightly odd camera angle. I've got the camera tilted down to keep the water off the lens so that you can see what I'm doing. Not that I'm doing anything particularly exciting. I've got some veggies with me. I'm going to chop them up, fry them up, a wee bit of olive oil, have them with my noodles. Some asparagus. And I've got a wee bit of courgette. I'm taking the skin off the courgette because I want it to go mushy. I've got a wee sauce that I mixed up myself. It's nothing very exciting. It's some balsamic vinegar and a little bit of soya sauce. And if the courgette goes a little bit mushy, it thickens the sauce up a wee bit for me. A wee bit coffee, way too much olive oil. I just grabbed that out of my van this morning, and I've got some soya sauce and balsamic vinegar, which I'll put on when it's almost cooked. Flavor it all up for me. I might have shown you these before. It's a tropical fruit, which I'll open up and let you see what it looks like. It's a tropical fruit that's harvested in the southern part of, well, subtropical fruit in the southern part of China. Very high in vitamin C. It's got a sort of chocolatey, honey, sugary taste. Quite a nice drink, quite a good tonic. I've also got some strong black coffee as well. Oh, we've got a boil on the go. Soften up my noodles. Pop this on. I'll get a cup of coffee on the go. Actually, well, I brew one of these up, let you see what it looks like. Quite simple, just pop that in there, pour in some hot water and let it infuse. Let me show you this fruit drink. Can you see that? Oh, it's smoked out here. Oh, still a wee bit hot yet. You can keep the fruit in and just drink it with the fruit in if you want it really strong, but that's the fruit there. You can see it's softened up. I'm calling it fruit, it's actually seeds. It's called Lohango in Chinese. There's my wee rubbish bag. So I've got a wee bit too much oil in this. I want to drain off a little bit. I don't have, I forgot to bring a container for waste oil. So if I'm careful here, I can burn it. Perhaps. I don't want to tip all my veggies into the fire. Come on. If I put it in too fast, it'll just run through and do exactly what I don't want to do and leave a big trace of oil in the soil. There we are. Smells good. Okay, the next part, a little bit of balsamic vinegar and olive oil. Probably enough. I'll just put that back on for a minute or two. Okay, that's the noodles drained down. Sauce is thickened up a little bit. I'm just going to pop the noodles in and let them absorb some of the sauce. There we are. You see that? A little vegetable noodle stir fry. I'm just going to let it cool down a wee bit. I'm going to have that with my fruit, my Chinese fruit drink. Do you remember what it was called? Go. Out of power on that GoPro. I'm going to have a wee cup of coffee, and I think I've got just about enough power left in the other GoPro to film a wee bit on the water. So I'll have my coffee, I'll get packed up, and we'll put the boat back in the water, and then we'll do a wee bit of filming, and that'll be the day, really. That'll be about me done. I have permission to drive this track, but the gate gets closed. It's closing early today, it's closing at 4 o'clock. It could turn into a different video if I get locked in. An overnight bushcraft video. That's not going to happen. I'll be out of here in another hour or so. There we are, we've got a boil on. Get this coffee on the go. Okay folks, that's me done. That's a nice bit of lunch. I'm just going to put this stone back where I found it. Right, we'll get this canoe in the water, we'll paddle up to the end of the shallow part of the loch, and then I'll have to make tracks because I've got to get out of here by 4 o'clock, which is a little over an hour away. So we've got to crack on here. Now this is the shallow part of the loch. See the mist rising through the trees, almost looks like smoke from here. Just moisture. I think this is as far as I'm going to go. I'm going to turn round and head back to the takeout, and I've got, let me see, what have I got actually, that's a good question. I've got time enough. I've got a wee bit under an hour to get this bolt on the roof of the car and get the last few miles down the track before they close the gate on me. Oh, that's, if I turn around quickly you might see the ducks flying over the top of me. Too slow, there they are there. There's a dozen or more. Well folks, it's been a lovely day, despite the weather, a day in the rain. So thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoy these wee trips. They're maybe not as adventurous or exciting as the bigger trips, the longer trips, camping trips. But I do quite a lot of these wee half-day or one-day outings, just because life gets in the way of doing longer trips every week. Do have to be at home sometimes. So thanks a lot for tuning in. I greatly appreciate that. The channel has become part of my outdoor adventures. It's part of my hobby now, one of my hobbies. And I appreciate the time you spend viewing. So thanks again folks, and we'll get back to you on the next one.